Beer Eye, Cider Core, Oro. Right. They were like downtown Mesa. And that just kind of...
Sounds like my crew. I like these guys.
Sure it wasn't Chris.
Because I like...
Chris has multiple Reddit
It was my 4 different Reddit accounts. I just basically replied back. I'm like, good call. I also agree with that. Yeah, no. Everybody, welcome to an episode of the Hoppy Craftsmen. I am Chris.
And we're going Christmas shopping.
Whoa. That is the sultry voice of Edward Gomez.
Yeah, see, it doesn't work when there's only 2 people.
Oh, it does.
Nah.
Why? What else? What was missing?
The second name.
Oh. Gomez? Edward Gomez?
No, not my name. The other person.
Oh.
Since there's only 2 people here.
That's true. There's only 2 of us here today. Jeff and Nate have other things going on, and Ed and I decided that we were just going to record an episode without him.
So. Yeah, nobody wanted to come to my house.
Yeah. We would this too. So far away. Except for me, it's great.
And my dogs.
Yeah. No. But yeah, Christmas shopping. I think you sent me a text forever ago about some list of like it says the best Christmas gifts for
a beer person.
Here's
the thing. Do you want somebody buying you beer gifts?
Yeah, it's funny because I think there's a difference between a beer person and a craft beer person. Like,
are you saying they're a snob?
Well, no. Like my uncle is a beer person. He would just drink beer and go on a boat and drink a bunch of beer and fish, and he's fine. And you can buy him fucking the bathroom reader, and he would love it, right? Because that's a great gift for a beer drinker.
Yeah.
But like a craft beer drinker is usually somebody that has a
very specific,
more sense of
taste.
They have a certain sense of style or taste or whatever. And so like kind of the same things they like aren't the same things that I like per se. Like my mom always tries to buy me gifts that are like beer related, and I'm always like, you tried, Mom. Thanks. I really appreciate it. That's super nice of you. And sometimes it's like, no, this is really cool because she gave me like one that was like beers of around the world. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I'd open it up and it's like a bunch of Pilsners and like similar. I'm like, that's cool, I guess, if I ever go to Germany.
How many bottle openers do you think the average beer person has from gifts?
So I get enough from beer festivals or the places where they just give me the free little ones, or I buy cool ones like the one you have over there that's the side of a barrel that was used and there's a fucking rare earth magnet in it, and it's like something like that.
I've had that thing for almost a year. I just realized there's a magnet in there.
Did you really?
I was playing with it for like an hour.
But no, I mean like that, like that's what I'm saying. Like somebody's gonna get me a little keychain, little bottle opener, and what I want is one of those wooden barrel things that are like wood branded and like it's a burned in there, right? Who's that company?
That's the Wren House one.
That's the Wren House one?
That's a Saguaro Society from last year gift.
Okay. So yeah, the one I got from Raleigh. It's a Raleigh one, which you're wearing the shirt of.
Yeah.
Right, so that works.
Because we haven't talked about Raleigh in a long time on this show.
Well, we could have went one show without talking about him, but
we went 2, I think.
It's 2, right? Yeah. It's hard not to.
Because as we record this, they're kind of doing a mini takeover at the Wandering Tortoise, right?
Yeah, that's what I hear. I saw that. I saw also somebody posted, if the Raleigh crew is not there, I'm not going. I guess is what they said. So
that was probably me.
Yeah, probably was you. And I laughed at that, and I was like, "No, it's probably a true story." I mean, I like Justin and those guys, but yeah, I want to see Raleigh.
I want the full Raleigh experience.
Yeah, man. We talk about them enough, and people need to experience that portion of it too. I mean, not like when you go to Real Wild and Woody and you see Rowley and you expect that, and then you see us fucking schlubs there.
Yeah, like who are these assholes?
Here, enjoy this beer. I don't know a whole lot about it except for what's on this paper.
That is my favorite question at festivals, though. Is where are you guys from? Oh, we're from Santa Fe.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody from Santa Fe.
Just looking at the freaking Wikipedia for the logistics of Santa Fe, New Mexico.
We're like, we're from here. Yeah. But the brewery is from there. And so after a while, you're like, no, never mind. I'm not even going to go into it. Yep, we're from Santa Fe.
Well, it didn't help either that all the like badges said brewer on it.
Right.
So people automatically assume that you knew what the hell you were talking about.
And I brewed this beer.
I
think I told a couple people I brewed that beer. I was just like, yeah, I totally brewed this guy. I think he was one of the guys that wanted to buy a bottle from me. Like he said, you could just buy a bottle. And I was like, no. Nope. He's like, did you brew this? I was like, yep. He's like, it's good. And I was like, thanks, man. See you later.
Did our best.
Yeah. So
they're not going to remember anyway.
No. But back to the beer list thing. Please.
Oh, you want me to go through?
Read some of these on this list. And this is one of those things where it's definitely a list where you're like, somebody that sort of knows about beer, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
list.
filler thing of like, hey, we need an article. Christmas is coming up. What's the least common factor we can address in a specific target group?
Well, and it's funny. We talked about a little bit is the, like I said, just the non-beer related sites giving you a list of beer related things.
Yeah,
which is just, it's like, God bless you for trying, but you work on that a little bit more. So yeah, what's some of the awesome things on that list?
Well, this I love this article because it lists right on the top that it's a 2-minute read, so you can kind of gauge your intelligence. If like you're 7 minutes in, you're like, God, this is getting tough.
This is tough. These are tough words.
But this one kind of puts you off real quick. The very first thing on this list of, I'll give you the title: 8 of the best Black Friday weekend deals for beer lovers.
Oh, there we go.
So who the hell's going Black Friday shopping for a beer lover? That's not the actual person.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, yeah, no. My aunt needs a really good.
She needs some koozies.
She needs some koozies for Black
So
Friday.
the very first thing on this, and I don't think there's any specific order, but this is just the first thing that pops up: the Expert's Beer Log. It's a beer diary, so you can track and rate and put notes about your beer.
Yeah, I have one of those, and I love it because it's
Filled it
custom
out
made.
once.
I filled it out like twice. The problem is I'm really bad at doing Untap, which is a digital version of that.
So handwriting one even worse.
Yeah, I don't have a pen or a pencil on me at any point when I'm drinking beer. And I'm always afraid I'm going to lose it, so I don't want to take it with me places because I don't want it to get trashed. But that's a decent. I mean, that's still kind of craft beery compared to some other items that could be on that list.
Yeah, and it's a nice, it's handmade leather cover diary for beer, but it's like, what do you do?
But no, wrong. That is if you were a craft beer person, maybe a Christmas list, maybe not Black Friday, which seems weird, but Christmas maybe, and that would be for a certain person. I am not that person. There are other people that are like that, and they keep track of everything, and that's cool. It's just not for me. So not a bad start for that list, really. But
yeah, that one's oddly specific.
Right.
The next is a set of tulip beer glasses, a set of 4. I don't think you should buy beer people glassware.
I don't think so either.
Not at this point.
Well, I always think it makes me laugh because people are like, does glassware make a difference?
Yes.
Really? And that's the answer. That's truly the answer, Ed. Yes. But like other people like.
But I don't give a shit.
Why would I buy you a tulip glass?
Yeah.
Like I would buy you a pint glass, and you're like, this is the worst.
Chances are I'll drink all the beer I have out of the glasses we're drinking out now.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll drink every beer I have out of these.
I do like this.
These are my favorite glasses. They're the Brew Heads.
They're very flared.
Yeah, very. They're almost like a whiskey snifter.
Do they make a stemless version of this?
No, I think these are the only 2 they have.
It'd be really cool if they had a stemless version.
Yeah, kind of like a wine glass, but
Yeah.
I like it. It's my favorite glass.
Nice.
So if you want to buy me a set of
It's a tulip glasses.
go to Brew Heads
and get these glasses
Yeah.
for instead.
and some of those sweet hop board shorts
Yeah. You want the
that
jeggings?
they always sell out of. No, not the leggings. No,
The hop leggings?
no.
Look nice. What else you got on there?
But do you want like a generic set of like I know like that
No.
No.
So it's funny, like, so my wife forever ago, she was washing the dishes and she decided to put some like that lemony shine or some shit in there. And I can't remember I think it was Fate's, one of Fate's like
The original Fate?
Yeah, it was the Fate anniversary glass that we got from them. And clean that screen print right
nice
off
and
there.
shiny, right?
And she was like, hey, we need to get some glasses. I was like, well, this one can go because it's worthless now. And I just threw it away because it was like, at this point, if it doesn't have a logo on it, it's just plain. I don't really, most of them, there's either some sentimental value for it or it's because it's sort of rare or whatever. So that's why I keep them around. But I mean, like you, I literally have, and my wife complains about it all the time. I have so many glasses for beer and I use like 3 of them.
I was going to say the average craft beer person is probably trying to get rid of glasses
Oh, yeah.
more than trying to acquire them.
Dude, I threw so many pint glasses away. Like,
Yeah,
I've done
like
so
the
many
pint
free-
glass is dead.
They're awful. Awful.
All right, here's where it gets a little shady.
Okay.
Bring me beer socks. They're literally socks that says bring me beer on the bottom. And if you can read this, bring me beer.
You know, I mean,
Which there's 1,000 versions of these. If you
Right.
read this, bring me wine. If you read
Yeah.
this, bring me food, whatever.
it's just funny because every time I see those, I'm always like, oh, that's such a normal beer drinker's like mindset. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm laying in my lounge. Like when I see that, excuse me, I all I think of is some old middle-aged white dude sitting in a Barca lounger watching football and making his wife cook food for him on Sunday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, go get me a beer. Like, it just seems so weird.
It's very 70s, 80s
Yeah,
sitcom-y dad.
Right. Which I guess could be funny if you play it off that way, but if you're actually wearing them because you're really trying to say, it's just weird.
It's kind of getting of like, well, this kind of goes into the next one because it's
but it's also a gift. So like literally, if you're giving that as a gift to somebody else,
yeah,
like if it's your wife getting you those
Socks.
socks, now she's making herself have a chore.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone's
Hey,
gonna
you
buy
got
them.
them. You follow the rules. You got them. You said them.
Yeah, no.
So in this one, kind of the next one is the gentleman's leather koozie.
Ooh, another koozie.
It's a leather koozie made of top grain cowhide. Yeah, it's just a basic stitched leather koozie. I don't know how much
I feel like that's
heat
that is somebody's attempt at marketing to hipsters.
or it's become the generic, like, you know, if you've ever owned a barbecue grill, somebody's bought you an apron that says I'm the cook or.
But I again, koozies are another thing that I get a fucking metric shit ton of at any event I've ever gone to. They've always had free koozies everywhere. When's the last time? And we live in the fucking desert. When's the last time you ever used a fucking koozie?
I can't think of the last time I used a koozie.
Don't use them ever.
No.
I never use them. Like, I even give them to people when they come over, and I'm like, here's a koozie, and then nobody uses. They use them maybe once, and they never use them ever again, which is ridiculous. So it's just like I just threw a bunch away recently.
Yeah, especially now that people are getting into like the. I've been to a couple of weddings in the last few years that have the his and her koozies. And it's like my friend probably still has a closet full of them because they just had so many extra.
Never going to use them.
But either they're cheap quality or they just suck or they fall apart. And I mean, if you're drinking your beer slow enough that you need a koozie.
Yeah, it seems weird. Well, that's also like, you know, people are like, you know, the idea behind the koozie is like, oh, well, I want my hand warming up my beer so my beer's going to get warm. You're like,
I don't want my hand getting cold.
I don't want my hand getting cold, right? It's more of the, well, I want, like the beer, like right now we're drinking, actually Dark Skies was this fucking point
0.3 repeating.
Yeah.
Which
so,
I think is almost a year old from when they released it.
Damn.
Because I think it came out right around the Wandering Tortoise's second anniversary because I remember they had it on tap.
Okay.
But I can't remember when the bottles actually came out.
Might be a date on there somewhere.
Probably. I could look.
We could try to find it maybe. Who knows? Anyways, but I mean, like this, the stout, I want it to be warmer, right? So I don't care if my hand warms it up a little bit. It doesn't make a difference to me. It actually helps. Sometimes I actually hold both hands on there and try to warm up the damn stout faster.
Yeah.
To get more flavor of it. So,
well, and there's even cans that are printing out like served between 55 and 60 and things like that. It's like,
makes sense.
Do people still have beer mugs in their freezer?
I hope not. My aunt always did, and she always tried to give me one, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm good. I still think it's one of the best. I haven't had it in a long time, but going to a place where they'll give me a pint glass out of like the cooler, and I'm like, whoa, can you just clean this one out and give me it back in this one? They're like, we just washed one. I was like, I'll take that one then.
Well, I think it's a misconception because when any sports bar you go to, guaranteed there's going to be some guy who complains that he doesn't get a frosty mug.
Oh, of course.
But I think the reason they do it at like restaurants is so the beer doesn't warm up if it sits too long waiting to be delivered.
Right?
Which makes sense,
right?
You don't want a lukewarm Bud Light, as tasty as that sounds.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what the beer tastes like. So people are just like, I mean, that's a whole nother show we can get into. But let's this Dark Sky beer. What do you think? What is in this beer real quick too before we go back to the list?
So this is an Imperial Stout aged in rum and bourbon barrels with added coconut and vanilla beans. It is 10%, 38 IBUs, and all it says is DSB 2017. I'm sure I could go deep into
that's
Instagram and find the actual date.
No, that's I just wanted what the people haven't heard about this, what it was and that kind of thing. So
it's a Dark Sky beer, so chances are you haven't heard of it because it's probably one of.
Yeah, right.
Because they haven't done it since, and I don't know if they're coming out with another one, but
the millions of them, yeah. No, I like this. It's weird. It has like a boozy flavor to it still, even though it's over a year old, probably at least at this point. But it doesn't have like the bite of booziness. So it's got like the burn or the flavor, but there's no burn. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I get a little bit of vanilla, not a lot of coconut. Which I mean, coconut's tough. You're either gonna get blasted in the face with coconut, or you're not gonna get anything. Maybe smooths it out a little bit, but
yeah, the normal, molasses kind of smell to it, which is nice. And then,
but when I popped this bottle open, it had a nice aroma coming out of it. So
yeah, no, this is good. Thanks for sharing. What else is on that giant dumb list of?
Another-
Sorry, it's not giant. It's only like 8 things, right?
Yeah, it's only 8 things.
All right.
This
Sort
one's
of long.
oddly specific. Numbskulls pint glasses.
Oh, wow.
They're just standard pint glasses with, they just look like, I can't tell if they're etched, but just different skulls.
That's okay. No, thank you.
I guess I could go link and kind of look at what they are, but
Not even worth it.
whew, $52.
Jesus. For the glass?
Yes.
I wonder if they're like fucking Sandham. We're going to get sued by fucking
No
Sam
reviews.
Adams. I have 2 different lists I pulled up because I went and found other ones.
And just to finish off that list, the standard drop catch bottle opener, the wall mounted one.
Yeah, and that usually seems to be a staple on a lot of these lists too. I see that.
This one's weird. Spanish beer tapas glasses.
Okay, well, I might be okay with those ones. I always wanted to, the pen that where the lady takes her top off.
No, not top off, top us. The
Oh.
little finger dishes that are big in Spain, I think.
Well, then never mind. I don't want any of those.
Yeah,
I
like a
thought
tapas bar.
I thought maybe like you
Yeah, I turn it over. And,
turn it over. The lady takes her like bikini off or something. Or
hey, you know what? If you turn beer glasses over enough, somebody's going to take their shirt off
that's
eventually.
true. Yeah, that's true enough.
And this one, the last one on this list, is kind of outdated, I think, by about 2 years. So it's a beer cap map. You're familiar with
I've
those, right?
Seen a billion of those. So
Yeah,
many.
it's like you can get a specific state or the
yeah.
U.S., which I think 2 or 3 years ago, that might have been a good gift.
Yeah. At this point, if you haven't filled that up, you probably should have got it in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, one, you're probably going to want branded bottle caps, which the thing that put me off getting one of those caps is when I think it was Wilderness's Sunshine. That was like one of their first bigger bottle releases.
Yeah.
It was just a plain steel cap.
Right,
I was like, I just don't want a map filled with steel caps.
No, I'd have to do some kind of mosaic thing. It was going to be like that, like color wise.
Yeah.
And collect them and do some color. It'd be kind of cool. But
And then back to the dark sky beer, it's covered in wax, so I'd bend the crap out of it to get it off, so it's not usable.
And I'm sure it's just black under
Yeah,
there.
we'll see
It's probably nothing under there.
Nope, just a standard
It's
cap.
gold, yeah. So, yeah. So this, that was Vine Pair, you said, right?
Yes.
Here's Men's Health, which has 22 gift ideas for beer lovers. So they actually don't say craft beer lovers, which is okay. They have a hat with a bottle opener on it.
Oh, that's very like late 90s.
Yeah.
You got your fishing hook on one side and your bottle opener on the other.
Yeah, I know.
And it's frayed.
A Burton double Barracuda.
The hell's that?
It's basically like this cooler that you wear as a backpack that also has a koozie in the front strap. It's ridiculous. They literally, you can't tell what can's in there, except for you can because it's not a craft beer. It's literally Bud Light. So you can, that marketing too. Run for Beer socks.
How much is that backpack?
Oh, God. Well, it's from Burton. So
$500?
$35.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
It's not like an Arctic or a...
No. Craft beer barber. So evidently this is shampoo with craft beer in it. I use craft beer soap sometimes.
Yeah, I mean...
That's not too bad to me. I don't know. I don't know if I'd pay whatever. Actually, it doesn't even say, $6. Actually, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's a good stocking stuffer.
Yeah, that'd be all right with that. This one, though, this is the money.
Is this where it jumps the ship?
No. Hydro Flask Brew Bundle. So I don't know if I want the whole bundle, but a Hydro Flask in general.
Okay, so are we talking pint glasses?
Yeah, they have two.
Cooler.
They have 3 pint glasses, and then basically, the 64 ounce.
Oh, the growler.
Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, but I just don't ever.
Well, that's pricey. You're talking $100 right there.
140. I just want the growler. I don't need the glasses. I have a glass. It's cool. I don't really use it that much.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really need it to be insulated, and it seems to foam up all my beers every time I pour something in there.
And here's the tough thing here. If you try and use those hydro flasks out by the pool, they get hot as shit. They keep your beer cold,
Right.
but you burn your lip and
still really
drink
hot.
them.
Yeah, I like Hydro Flasks. And for people that are from different places that don't know about this, Arizona, we're allowed to fill up any vessel with beer.
If it has a government
stamp on it. And you can
and even that's kind of
you can tape like a piece of paper on it, and then you're fine at that point too. And then they'll just like basically seal the top. And there's local breweries actually got theirs, and they've actually done stuff with them too. So it's kind of nice to be able to do that. Other places don't have that ability to do that. I'll say this: it is also nice to get some cans of beer, put them in there, and then take them somewhere like an event that you normally wouldn't be able to bring beer into because it's just kind of a hydro flask and everybody has them now. So incognito mode. I love it. Not that I condone that.
But here's the thing, like I don't understand. I guess I understand it because it's an expensive investment. But like in the Pacific Northwest, everything is like one of the glasses I have here, the silicone or stainless steel.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge outdoors area and everything, stainless steel growlers, stainless steel glassware. Well, I guess it wouldn't be glassware, but that's the one thing we haven't embraced here. Do you know any brewery you can go to get a stainless steel pint glass?
Not offhand, no.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and there's
somebody will tell us. Somebody will tell us in the comments, or somebody sends us a message on Instagram, and they'll let us know which one it is if they do. Please do. Feel free to do. We have to correct us.
Like I'm surprised, like Wilderness doesn't, because a couple years ago they came out with that. I forget what they call it, but it was like a gift set. It was the wood box, and it was like if that would have been stainless steel, like that would be cool.
Yeah, that would
be like then because I mean Wilderness Outdoors. Reduce, reuse, recycle, that whole thing. Like, don't take glass out into the wilderness.
Yeah, but like, if you're talking about the Hydro Flask, about $140, you had a shirt in there, you had the wooden box that's custom made. Now we're talking, price point of
$300 at least.
So people were they didn't buy them. They didn't buy the wooden ones as it was with the Tikus in them. That's what was in the two Tikus. Right?
They weren't even Ticos. They were the can style glasses.
Oh,
they came with coasters, 2 of the can style glasses, and a 32-ounce growler. Or growler.
That's all glass. Yeah, so those were pricey. People didn't buy those.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And people have done stainless steel. Like,
dude,
there's some up there. Like, I like the keg style ones. Like, you see that Lockheil.
Yeah.
The mini keg.
Yeah, I like
that one's cool. Goldwater did a stainless steel one. McFate has done stainless steel ones.
Popco used to have their own.
Yeah.
Back in the day, which was nice. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff on this list, and I don't need to go through all of them. And there's like beer cap ornaments and bottle catcher caps or bottle cap catcher art and on and on and on. I guess my question to you is, what was the best beer gift you ever received? Or what would be, if somebody's going to buy you one, like you say your wife listens to this show and she wants to buy you a gift. She wants to buy you a gift. What would you want for Christmas, Ed?
What do I want for Christmas? Beer related.
Yeah.
Well, I already got crap from my wife from buying my own Christmas present when I renewed my Saguaro Society membership.
Yeah,
I posted that. I said, "Happy birthday and Merry Christmas" to myself, which is, I mean, that was $150. So
worth it. We definitely need to get into that.
What do I want?
I mean, I know this is always hard because it's like personalized too, right? And that's the thing is that some of these lists make sense because, like you said, you can't be all things to all people. Like some of these things they're gonna hit with some people and miss with others.
Well, I mean, she bought me, I think 2 years ago, the brew bucket setup for brewing beer, which was really cool. I mean, that's even if you buy and that's a big thing, like even if you buy like the little gallon cheapy set that you can get at like Bed Bath & Beyond, or sometimes they have them at like Fry's or the grocery store or whatever. Like those are cool. Like if you're interested in beer, it's not a big investment if you mess it up, which with those gallon ones, there's a good chance you are because they're not very good, but...
Nope, not really. Yeah, beer making kit would be kind of cool.
Actually, I know what's on my wish list is Great Notion stuff. Because I have family in the area, so I keep like dropping hints. Hey,
go
we still want. I mean, which most of that stuff like you can order, which kind of takes the luster off of it. Because when I went to Great Notion, I was like, I'm going to buy everything. Like I want a TQ, I want this, and this, and then I look and it's like, oh, I can order it too.
Yeah, you just order it.
I'll wait on the TQ.
Yeah,
kind of takes away from it a little bit. Like
it's the exclusivity of it, right?
Yeah.
You only get it when you're there.
Oh, people love exclusive stuff when it comes to beer.
It is tough. I guess that would be one of the best gifts to give somebody exclusivity.
Yeah.
What would you? Something that's hard.
What would you do if your wife got you the full range of Bourbon County for Christmas?
Oh God, I'd be the happiest man alive. Nah, I'd be okay. I'd probably trade it for some Bottle Logic.
Which was insane.
I'd do the opposite of what everybody
trading
else
Bourbon County for fundamental observation just blew my mind.
I mean, we can get into that too, but it's just why?
Hey, it's a free market, man. Supply and demand. If you want it, people will give it to you, and whatever you're willing to give up for it, more power to you.
Way more power to them. But all right, well, let's finish our beers, take a break real quick, and then we'll come back, talk some Wren House and some other stuff going on.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Play some jingle bell noise right there.
Yeah. And we're back.
We are back. I'm
We're
going to try
back.
to pour a
Chris
beer.
can try and pour a beer.
Ed's going to try to talk on his own for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna freestyle.
Good luck, Ed.
Yeah, thanks. I don't like that. I hate when people open beers and you can hear it on podcasts. Like a lot of beer shows start their show.
Crack this open.
And then glue, glue, glue. I hate that pouring sound in commercials. It's so fake. Do it. Let's see. See? Doesn't sound like it does in the commercials, does it?
I'm not pouring it very hard, though.
How do you pour hard?
I just turned it upside down.
Oh, do go in the
Left
hard
hand.
pour?
Left hand, man.
Yeah, it's like Greg said at BRI. Don't put your tap handle in my beer. Don't put your can in my beer.
All right, I think this is your glass. I don't remember.
I had the hops.
Yep, that's yours.
That's mine. You have the paddles.
There's some beer on the outside.
It's all right.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I just poured Double Midnight Run Bourbon Barrel Aged from 12 West.
Whew, that is coffee.
Yep.
A little late afternoon pick me up.
This one's 10.5, so a little less than that Dark Sky one over there.
It's interesting. We were talking about during the break, like 10's kind of odd for a barrel aged beer. Usually you're looking around 12, 15.
Yeah.
So I'm digging the 10% barrel aged stuff.
Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Oatmeal Coffee Stout brewed with a blend from Spirit Mountain Coffee based in Yuma and barrel aged maple syrup.
Burr.
Burr.
Maple syrup, huh? They got a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe the maple syrup takes the edge off the coffee. I don't get a lot of that.
The can art looks like it was an alarm clock that's running through. I don't know if it's hair that's flowing off the back there, or no, it's a cup of coffee that's splashing him in the face, and he's running really fast because he's running out of time.
I get it.
It's midnight.
Is this one of their
I don't know.
Anniversary releases?
Yeah, it was. It was one of the cans that if you look at our Instagram, I posted on there. Oddly enough, it's so funny. Like 2 years in a row, I don't really plan to go to 12 West on because it's like Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving they always do it, and I'm always like, there's always stuff going on. And the last 2 years we went and did stuff, and then my wife tries to get my son to fall asleep in the car, but it's driving, and I'm always like, she's like, is there someplace we just drive that's far away? I'm like, we can go to 12 West. And 2 years in a row we've done the exact same thing. I'm like, that's weird. So now it's a tradition. Now we're going to have to go 3 years in a row.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I forgot to wear my 12 West shirt, though, to see if I got anything.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think Jalen likes you.
Yeah, probably. It's probably true. No, she loves me. I'm not even going to say that. I don't want to put that out there. Dylan's amazing. She'll probably stab me also.
Yeah, if you say no.
Yeah. She's a great lady.
Yeah.
I loved it. No, it's tons of coffee this week. The coffee is pretty crazy.
Not bitter, though. It doesn't have that usual aftertaste you get a lot of times.
No, I dug it, though.
It's pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's weird. The bourbon is different boozy. It's a different boozy bourbon taste. So I don't know how really to describe that to anybody that's never drank bourbon before, but it's not. It's like two different kinds of bourbon. So what it comes down to, I'm sure they use different barrels, so you can kind of taste the difference in the bourbon from barrel to barrel.
Yeah, I mean it's natural.
People should know that
process. So
they don't know
there's going to be. I mean, it's wood. How much you can only control wood so much. Like
it's true.
I mean, if you talk to people who do barrel aging stuff, it's like it's kind of a crapshoot sometimes because you never know what you're going to pull out of that wood.
Right.
Like, is it going to pull out a ton of bourbon flavor? Is it going to put out a ton of smoke? Is it going to pull out something that's weird? Like a lot of oak, and it gets real bitter and chalky. So it's like,
it's funny. Like I'm talking about homebrew and want to do. Nate and I have been talking about doing a stout. We're going to do
you can put raisins in it.
So probably not. I'm probably gonna do raisins. I don't really like that. But no, we're gonna do like basically a 10-gallon batch, split up into 2 5-gallon batches. He's gonna throw all the adjuncts in his. I'm gonna do adjuncts in mine. And I'm still trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And one of the things I was looking at was they make these wooden honeycombs. I've seen spirals before too. And I've seen honeycombs, but you take them and you basically soak them in like a bourbon, or you put them in wine or whatever. You let them soak in it, and then you put those. Secondary.
Mimic a barrel.
Yeah, kind of mimic a barrel because not everybody has access to a barrel. Then really the amount of beer that 5 gallons, you can't put that in the barrel. You're kind of wasting a barrel from that.
A barrel.
And by putting holes and honeycomb in it, you actually have more surface area than you would from just like a basic chip, like shavings or chips or anything like that. You get more surface area by doing honeycomb on strips of it. So I was like, that makes more sense.
Yeah, have you ever read about honeycombs? Like they're like the greatest structure that nature has ever created. Like.
I would believe it.
Just like, because have you ever seen like those honeycomb tires that are supposed to be like
yeah. Well, they did them on like the moon
Yeah.
vehicles and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like it's basically like a superstructure. So
It's crazy.
I can see why that makes sense.
It's just there's more surface area on them than there's anything else. So
And there's
it's
big
smarter.
breweries that throw like cedar chips and stuff like that in their adjunct. So I mean, yeah, if you can't afford a barrel program because barrels aren't cheap,
No.
and you just want to try something and maybe not like age it, you want something out quick, yeah, throw some smoked chips or soaked in something.
Right, and that was my thing. Maybe I could toast them too a little bit, or maybe I could I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do in my 5 gallons, and so I was like, do I want to go the bourbon coffee, this kind of like maple syrup kind of route, or do I want to go, a little bit the other way and start doing like
Pastry stouts?
Yeah, more pastry style, like do something that way. So I'm
chocolate
torn.
chip oatmeal raisin cookies.
Yeah, dude, I love those. So that's a possibility.
No, those are the worst.
I love them. They're my favorite.
The alarm's going off.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's my dog.
Just drink.
Yeah. Every time you hear my dog bark, just take a drink. You'll probably be drunk in 10 minutes.
Perfect.
I think that means my wife's home.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's the other one.
No, they're getting crazy now. Wren House Saguaro Society just was released.
2019 class of 2019.
Yeah, that's crazy. That so we talked about it on not the last episode, the previous one with you, me, and Nate. Kind of talked about it coming up and being released, and they what they say that was 95%.
Yeah, I saw Drew, who's one of the owners of Wren House, posted that they had around 95% renewal rate out of 200 memberships.
Right, and this is
which is nuts.
Right, so they doubled that from the year previous.
Yeah,
right?
it was 100, went to 200,
and there wasn't even a that high rate. If I can remember right, it wasn't that high rate of people renewed for the first year, right? Because the second year,
I think the second year there was 124 or 5 spots available.
Right.
So basically 75% out of 100.
So they must have been doing anything right this last year.
Oh yeah,
at least making people happy at least. So,
and then they upped it to 2. They upped it by 50 spots, so they essentially had 50 spots available. December 1st, which a couple weeks ago, if you're listening to this,
right,
sold out in less than a minute,
which is crazy. It's crazy to me, and I was on the fence about buying it, and I don't know, I just didn't see it on the Instagram feed, but you said it was on the Saguaro Society page for a while, which again I follow that too, but I just didn't even look at it that day. I don't know.
A couple of months ago, they posted because people had started asking probably midway through the year. They put out a.
Yeah, let me go look at it real quick.
And, I think it was a Facebook post saying, sign up for an email update on the Saguaro Society, limited memberships. Basically sign up for an alert list or a newsletter. I don't know because I didn't sign up for it, and I haven't talked to anybody who signed up for it.
I probably am on that list. It just probably goes to my junk mail. The way I do everything else, I just didn't even see it. Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I don't think a lot of people knew, if you signed up for that list, you got to start purchasing at $8.55.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I was following it just for shits and giggles that morning. I loaded the page at 9:00. I didn't have a atomic clock, so I don't know how many seconds it was, but it had turned 9:00 when I loaded the page. There were 4 spots available.
That's crazy, dude.
I loaded it again just before 9:01, and there was 0 spots available.
That's crazy. I mean, good for them. I mean, that's really cool. I think they're probably, like, if you're going to do a barrel society or kind of a mug club kind of thing, I think they're probably, at this point, they're the ones probably doing it the best out of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
They're
The
best
state,
example.
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does it better than they do at this point.
No, as far as what they release and
what you get from
it. Like Nate and I have attested, and you have an even better situation. It's like Nate and I swear just for the pre-ordering aspect of it is worth it.
Yeah.
And in your case, you don't even have to go pick them up because you have my dumbass to go get them for you.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're just making your proxy again this year, or I'm Nate's proxy, so I can be your proxy.
Yeah, double proxy?
Yeah, be double proxy. Worked out great. Get everybody beer for. But no, I mean, that alone, and it's funny, there's definitely some static on social media. I saw some people pretty not happy about it. And somebody I want to say was trying to be like, oh, we'll just say it's, an influx of cash, or I can't remember the terminology used, basically trying to say that, all they want to do is, get everybody's money ahead of time for this. And it's like, yeah. Then Drew basically was like, No, it's because it pays a person to actually run this fucking program. It pays for, all the other things that they get too. It pays for all of that. It doesn't really make a lot of money for us. It doesn't really do any of that stuff. It lets us be free and be able to do stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, and it's clockwork. Like you get it when you get an email saying, here's what's available, pre-order, enter your information, send you a confirmation email, usually 3 or 4 days before the release. So, I mean, and then that allows them, because obviously only their barrel stuff is being distracted right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Behind you. No, not you. I don't care about you.
Nobody cares about me.
My wife just walked into the
studio.
office. Yeah,
the studio. This is the studio.
Yes. No, back to Saguaro Society. So, yeah, I mean, it's clockwork. Obviously, you have to have, other than their barrel stuff, they release it to the public. So, like, the most recent one, as of this recording, is they just did another batch of Bad Boy Wally. So, it's like they have to go through, let the Saguaro members have their pre-order, and then, obviously, kind of figure out how much they have to release to the public. And it's like, that's not easy. There's seasoned breweries that still can't get allotments right. And I think Wren House does a good job of it, being such a small brewery as they are.
Yeah, it's people just get crazy. Yeah,
but here's the thing. The refresh button is a hell of a thing. And if you don't use it, chances are you might have missed out. Like the rumor has it, I don't have any numbers to confirm, but there was at least 300 people on that email chain. Plus, if you went in dry trying to get a membership, like, I'm just going to log in at 9:00 and shoot for the moon, like, you weren't prepared.
No,
like, that's your fault. Like,
right. And I took, like, literally said, I think you texted me at 9:08 and I was like, oh, shit. Well, guess I did miss that. And, whatever. I'm not that salty about it. So it didn't make that difference. But
yeah.
There's definitely some people that got salty.
And first of all, you don't deserve a membership. Like,
yeah, it's not like this fucking, like, they didn't rank people and then let them in how it works. You get in. But yeah, there's definitely some animosity on some of this fucking threads about people. And then basically somebody else telling them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, people wanting to get rid of the proxy thing. And like, here's the other thing. And here's the one thing I would, because there's 3 options when you fill it out. You can do, obviously, a membership. You can do a proxy membership, which you list somebody else, you can pick up beer for you, or you can gift it. Like, you can buy it for somebody else and put it in their name. I think if you fucked up and tried to do a proxy or a gift, you probably missed one. Like, I would have just done it for myself and then contacted them to change it later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's the thing. Like, that's kind of what sucks too, is just because you load the page, get in on there, start filling it out, it doesn't hold your spot.
It doesn't lock it.
Yeah. So it's for whoever fills it out the fastest. And there's a lot of people that have auto filling and all sorts of shit. Like, there's people better at the internet than you. You just have to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, I don't know if you've ever did the Mondo poster stuff online.
Oh, I've heard about it.
So it's crazy. But at least I think if you get one in your cart, you're good.
You hold it.
So the idea is you go there ahead of time. You sign up for your account. You get everything filled out. You get your pre-information in. So that way when you hit that button, you're there. Because if not, they're gone within minutes like that too. It's insane how fast they go. If people have web browser add-ins, just refresh their page nonstop to see if they can get in. Click. It just refreshes it nonstop. It's insane. So there's lots of ways to do it.
There's only 50 spots. So.
I'm sure people. And that's the thing is that there was only 50 spots. There's no way that people are gonna not get into this and not be upset. So,
and then like people complaining about demand. Well, yeah, they have to limit it because their barrel program, they don't have a warehouse.
But but here's the thing: if they didn't limit this, who would buy it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. I mean, go look at friggin'. I've said this before. I wanted to be in friggin' the brewery's barrel society forever. I wanted to be a part of that, and like it was hard to get in, and you can only get like Black Tuesday that way and all this stuff. And now I got emails for fucking like 2 weeks basically saying that I could still be part of it now, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't be part of it now. I don't care. Like you just open it to anybody. It's great. Yeah. If you would have sent me an email that said, "Hey, congratulations, you won one of the spots for this year's barrel society program," I've been like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And I would have had to think really hard if I didn't want that spot or not. But not now. I don't care. It's completely open to everybody.
Guarantee I don't want in 3 or 4 months, somebody in that Saguaro society is going to be bitching about allotments.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, sure enough. I'm sure somebody will be. They'll be
yeah, let everybody in. Everybody gets one can.
Right. Great.
Yeah.
Get rid of lines. No.
But a big credit to Drew, like in that shit show of what we call comments on any Instagram, Twitter,
All
Facebook.
places.
At least Drew responded to a heavy majority of people who were not
Very
happy,
positive.
which they had. I don't see anybody who had any reason to be unhappy. Like if you didn't get in, like try harder.
Right. Or maybe better luck next year. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? It's so far the trend is they keep adding spaces every year.
Next year's going to be tough.
Right. Next year's going to be even more people trying to get in. So, it's one of those, hopefully next year you plan a little better, get your shit together and try to get some stuff. So, better luck to you next year, I guess.
Well, and there was even people trying to buy existing memberships.
Yeah.
Like if you're not renewing, I'll buy your membership, which is perfectly fine because there's a gifted option. So, it got a little hectic, I think, on like the trader boards because a lot of the trader boards, like this is not a set. There's no selling,
right?
So you have to kind of make it look like a trade, but
that's so weird. I don't know.
A lot of the I'll buy your membership were coming up the day the renew period ended for. I doubt there are very many existing members who were renewing on the last day.
It's funny to me. Like here's the deal. Go make a friend. Go on a beer group forum. Go on a trading forum. Make a friend. Find somebody that has a membership. Become friends with them. Most of the time, people aren't getting their allotment all the time, anyways. Or there's stuff that doesn't really speak to like some people, right? So they're not getting all their freaking beers. And if they're not like a heavy fucking trader, you can have them buy beer for you, or you buy it, or have them buy it and then buy it from them, or whatever. Like there are other ways to get those beers that aren't necessarily being part of the Water Side membership too.
Hey,
which is still really cool. So,
you saved me a lot of money because it's like, do I want all 3 4-packs? And it's like, no, Chris wants one. Thank God, because I probably would buy the allotment if I wasn't giving you some. And it's like,
yep, you're welcome.
That's thanks for saving me money. But no, they're like we talked about other memberships and stuff. Like they're one of the best as far as availability and quantity and quality. Honestly, like
I still feel, and again, I'm not a member, but the things I've been to and I've seen and heard from you guys, at least I feel that what you're getting for what you're paying is amazing, right? I mean, I think we might have missaid it when we talked before. I think we said $300 for membership.
Yeah, it was $150.
It's $150, and so like 300 was like, oh, that's kind of a lot, and it was like, and then it was like, we heard 150. I was like, oh, that's a lot more. That's like way more reasonable. And like I said, even for just the ability to
not get up
on Saturday morning, go stand in line and get those beers, it's fine. I'm okay with that. I mean, there's something I'm going to do it anyways, but it's nice not to have to do it every Saturday.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, even when you think about it, I would say you probably get at least close to $50 in stuff.
Right.
Because I think the first year, and I actually have, where's it at?
It's over there somewhere.
It's over there somewhere. I negotiated, I guess. No, one of the bartenders, they had extra stuff and they gave me one of the growlers from the first year. Okay. So I think the first year was glassware, growlers, and a t-shirt. And I think a bottle opener as well. So you're looking at 30, 40, $50 right there. Yeah. The second year, the year I joined, you got an insulated bag, this bottle opener.
Which I like that. I like that style.
2 wine style glasses. I think that was it. So you're looking at another $30, $40 of merch right there. That's included. So
that alone, like sometimes that stuff like that, the swag alone is worth half the price of admission, and then all the other benefits you get. And like I said, look at all the free pouring you get at the party that they throw for new members and old members. Like, and it's not run of the mill stuff. It's a lot of their bottles that they save because and that, to credit to them, they set their allotments, but they hold stuff like they still pull out like No Joe and things like that. They allot for the party as well.
Yeah.
So that way they always have that stuff at that party, which is cool. And then that's really nice that they do that. And they close down for the day. So it means they're losing money that day. They're not serving the public. They're serving free samples to people that work that are going to the party. And they have to pay their staff to come to that party.
Yeah. And they're fully staffed.
It's not like a ghost crew there.
Yeah.
Everybody's there. And so that if you put that on top of what you guys are paying, that's a really big price for them to actually do do that and give back. It shows how much they actually care and like the community. So, good for them. I mean, I really like it. So, kind of stout season, Ed, I guess. Is that a thing? Stout season a thing? Like, I kind of want to talk about that forever ago, too.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's weird because, like, I don't want it to be a thing. I don't want to be like, it's one of those, like, there shouldn't ever be a season for stouts. Like, you should be able to drink a stout whenever you want. But I definitely feel an urge to drink more stouts and porters this time of year, which is
especially
weird.
Today. It's a little overcast, a little chilly out today.
It could just be because of the heat, but I don't know. I feel like I drink way more stouts like right now. Like I have stouts in my fridge that if you would ask me like 4 months ago to drink, I've been like, I'm okay. I'm aging those. I'm okay. I don't want to drink any of those. Even if it was
which is weird because you typically drink a stout a little warmer than you do regular beer. So on a hot day, it's like, this is going to get up to room temperature faster. But in Arizona, I don't want to drink a stout on a porch with the misters on.
No, it just seems weird.
Yeah.
Right? And so, it's weird. Like, I don't want it to be a thing. I don't want stout season to be a thing, but it feels like it is almost kind of a thing.
Yeah. Or maybe just the term stout season. It sounds too, I don't want to say
fall.
hipster.
We're just drinking beers.
Yeah.
It's cool. And then the beer I tend to drink in the fall, it's a stout and a porter. I don't know. It's just how it works. Yeah. The other one I brought was the
Pueblo Vida?
The Pueblo Vida one that we got, which... got from Wandering Tortoise, which is the order up breakfast.
And that's
breakfast
a stout.
Yep, breakfast stout.
Pueblo Vida hasn't done too many stouts. They're more known for their IPAs, right?
Oh, yeah. Breakfast stout with lactose and yellow brick coffee.
Is that a Tucson coffee place?
I'm guessing so. Because Pueblo Vida. Supporting local like always. It's really good. I've had it before. I had I bought a 4-pack of this. I've had the other 3 cans. We'll definitely crack it open here in a minute if we drink these you want.
No, I would.
Okay, well, don't drink it. Don't drink it. Don't drink it. Yeah, we go open. We talk about it then at that point. I will say this. So previously, I know I had we talked about Wandering Tortoise and the fundamental observation release about how it was like
a debacle.
Yeah, and so I was a little salty about that and about how they basically.
That's what you should put in your stout. Salt.
Let's put some salt in there.
Chris's salty stout.
I'll say this. So I went in for this, right? And so one of my buddies was like, hey, give me a 4-pack. So we got this, and they had the Perichter, which is the IPA, which you had last night.
The Modern Times collab.
The Modern Times collab. Which
that was really good.
It was really good. It was really good. They normally don't have limits on what they sell. They usually get, right? So my buddy's like, hey, grab me a 4-pack of that Perichter too. I was like, I got no problem.
It was a 1 4-pack.
It was 1 4-pack. They put a limit on it. I get in there and Sam's like, yeah, after the fundamental observation kind of debacle, we decided to put limits on things. I was
Congratulations, Chris.
And that's the thing. It wasn't me. I'm not saying it was me. It wasn't me. There's no way that Justin listened to this and was like, God damn it, that Chris.
Never going back to the
There was no way it was just me. There had to be more people that were a little salty about it too. And so I guess I was part of it, but not really. I don't know. It's like, that being said, our assumption that it was a 2-bottle limit also seems false because if he said it was a debacle, I'm guessing there was no limit. So, yeah, it makes sense. But sorry, I'm Wandering Tortoise.
Is that why we didn't go there today?
No, we didn't go there because it was a rally takeover and there'd be a billion people there. And this would have been a shit show. Any
takeover at the Tortoise, it's like... it's going to be busy.
I keep seeing photos of the smiling whale or what is it?
Sleepy whale.
Sleepy whale.
You're really not going back to the Tortoise.
Woo.
Can't even get the names right.
Wandering Tortoise.
Yeah, they just broke some ground, probably for plumbing, I would assume.
Well, it makes me laugh because my friend that I've known for like the last 12 years, we play fantasy football, and every year his fucking team name is some adjective and some animal name. Right? It's always some combination of that.
Oh, so like the... running badger,
Wandering Tortoise, or the Sleepy Whale. It's like, it's like, yeah, what the fucking combination they coming up with? So it just makes me kind of laugh. And looking forward to it, though. I keep seeing the pictures of them breaking ground and doing things. So
right down the street from where I work.
Oh God, it's gonna be nice for you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go south a little bit more, but yeah.
Hopefully, so Wandering Tortoise, I think December 16th, I think is their 2-year anniversary. So depending on, obviously, we talked about it with BRI, your open date is kind of fluid.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, tap the Rockies.
So obviously 2 years for another bar. Hopefully maybe in 2 more years we get one here in the east side.
You know, it's funny. Like, I really feel, and anybody's listening to this and wants to find a place to put a craft beer place or a
I know your love for Main Street.
No, Main Street, I mean, that'd be great. Don't get me wrong. That's my backyard, which would be awesome. No, I'm talking about just like eastern, northern Mesa, like around the Loop 202, northern side, kind of up that way. You know what I'm saying?
Like east of the shop.
Yeah, west. Well, over here. I'm talking about like 202 and like Vel Vista.
McKellips. Between 202 and McKellips, that area.
Yeah, somewhere. It's just more east, North Mesa. Because like there's
East North Mesa.
There's nothing over that way. It's sort of like, I'm like, damn, I have to go.
Desert Eagle's over there.
Yeah, nothing's over that way, is what I'm saying. There's nothing over that way. I gotta freaking.
Well, yeah, we've talked about it before, and I mean, we've noticed it like when we went to BRI, like between BRI and I think the next eastern place is Lock Heel,
right?
Which is, I mean, it sounds weird, but 10 miles, I think, at least.
Okay,
10 miles straight east. I mean, yeah, east. There's nothing in between.
Well, my buddy was here, and I was fretting for a while. Like I was like, okay, what places should I take him? Like he likes craft beer and stuff. So I was like, okay, so if I was coming here, what places do I really want to hit when I got here? Because I've never been here, and I was like, fuck, everything's so far away though. Like I can't like we're gonna hit like 50 spots, and they're all gonna be so far away.
But we've talked about
so
this.
Narrow that down a little
like,
bit.
If you had to tell somebody 5 breweries to go to, what 5 would you name?
Well, it'd be hard because like that's the thing is like
there's kind of a drop off.
Do you want to hit 5 close to each other?
Yeah.
Because good luck with that. Do you want to hit 3 close to each other? That's pushing it maybe.
Because I'll tell you this,
relative. The
3 best breweries, I would say the 4 best breweries, you're probably looking at 6 hours worth of driving.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing is I'm like, I don't want to take him to Tucson.
Yeah.
He just flew into Phoenix from back east. I don't want him to fucking drive for another 2 hours. Take another break here.
She's drank a beer before, I promise.
Hey guys, we're back. We're watching Saucy Scene over here pour a really big stout into some.
This is why you use proper glassware, because she's having a hell of a time with these can glasses.
That is pretty
about
good.
equal.
Thank you. I will gladly drink this Thanksgiving Cactus from Wren House.
I'm a little scared now.
Speaking of the Barrel Society, I guess, right?
Yeah, Thanksgiving Cactus released just before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
We are. I don't know. Did I actually say we were?
Yeah,
back?
we're back.
I didn't say. Did I say that? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I have a feeling this might turn into a marriage counseling session.
Guys, welcome to the show. Tell me about
Dr. Chris.
Tell me about your feelings. God, no, nobody wants to tell me that.
Yeah,
I mean, people do. People talk to me all the time about stuff, and I'm like, I don't really talk to you about anything.
You need a pair of glasses before you can start doling out advice.
I really like this one.
I need to have
we're not there yet.
A lab coat
Tasty.
and glasses, and then people will talk to me.
And I'm surprised because I don't like coconut.
She's on her own podcast, apparently.
It's true. So the Thanksgiving Cactus is what does it say? It's 40% King Snake, 40% Who Hit John, and 20% coconut stout. But you're not getting any coconut over there.
No, I'm definitely getting coconut.
Oh, you are?
But,
Okay.
But it's not too much.
What about King Snake? You getting any King Snake in there?
I don't think she's had King Snake. I haven't had King Snake.
General.
Yeah.
Does it taste snaky?
Does it taste snaky? Does it get some venom in there? It's got some bite.
Well, snake tastes like chicken.
I want to get right up on that.
Yeah.
Microphone. You can adjust the. No, you're good.
Anyways, like I was saying, I don't taste chicken. Snake tastes like chicken.
I mean, it's true. It does. It's very chewy.
Greasy chicken.
Greasy chicken. So it's a stout that is sat on light amounts of coconut, lactose, cinnamon, which is then blended with bourbon barrels, aged batches of both King Snake and Who Hit John. The result is a rich and delicious barrel forward stout filled with dark chocolate, mocha, and lingering caramel and coconut.
So why is it called Thanksgiving Cactus? I don't taste any cactus.
A lot of their barrel stuff, they do call it a cactus. So they've done like Christmas cactus. I think it's probably just a release date. It was released just before Thanksgiving. Last year they did one called Christmas Cactus. I don't know what other cactus ones they've done. They did Fire Barrel was barrel cactus, but
Okay, smarty pants. So
Thank
what does Schumburger mean?
what?
Type of cactus, probably.
Sounds German. Just saying.
It could be.
I don't know.
It could be. What is it? I'll Google it real quick while you guys talk.
Shambalabalabala.
Schlumberger.
It's a genus of cacti.
So you're right. It's
God, I'm so smart.
that doesn't seem Latin.
Smart.
It's Latin for
That's a
genus
Latin
of,
word?
a genus of cactus.
Sound German.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It doesn't say that.
Who's making these labels? They're so smart.
Well,
It used to be Drew's wife.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and
Drew's a
now-
pretty smart guy.
Yeah, I don't know who actually is doing it now for him, if it's still her or not, but I like it because it's very minimalistic.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys talk about earlier?
You have to listen to the episodes, and I'm sorry, you have to go back and listen to your voice.
Hopefully it comes out before Christmas.
It won't. It'll come out. It'll come out on the 26th.
Yeah.
Did
No
he
time for
tell
shipping.
you how snooty he was about the baby's gender reveal? My daughter's gender reveal?
No. Now we're going to get into marriage counseling here.
No. I thought it was funny. Like, upset that people were bringing, like, entire
I
cases
thought-
of beer. And he's like, why don't people bring 4-packs?
Because they're
Yeah, my beer snobbiness was showing that day. I was like, I talked to you about this. It's like I turned into a beer snob because like people were coming over with like cases of beer. And I was like, can't you buy a fucking 4-pack? I'm not being like buy a specific beer, but it's like,
no.
why are people buying cases? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is like 2.5%, 3%. This isn't a freaking triple IPA that's 9%.
Because they were technically kind of craft beers.
Well, one of
right?
them was, and I still haven't figured out who brought the fucking Michelob Ultra. What do you think about the Saguaro Society? No, here's a good question. How do you feel as a spouse of a beer lover about standing in line, being gone all morning to go get beer versus paying for a membership to avoid that?
Well, I think it's kind of fun, actually, when you ask me to go stand in line and then I go meet up with the Hoppy Craftsmen and I drink beer with them while you're
lot of fun.
working. And then I get beer and take pictures.
I'm talking about
at
when
my
I
house.
do it.
Oh.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different than that boy.
That fucker better get home now.
She hates it.
I don't care either way, actually, but I do like the Saguaro Society. I think it's the most bang for your buck. But I think I'm kind of biased because I really like Wren House.
No, you like Hilda.
I do like Hilda. I have a little bit of a crush, but I like Wren House. They have really good beers. They do a lot of fun stuff. It's always different.
I'll say this: when my buddy flew into town, that's the first place we went to. Is
Wren
Wren House.
House.
So I was on Reddit, and somebody checked into Wilderness in the Phoenix subreddit, and there was a lot of love, tons of love. What I thought was interesting is there was at least 5 posts where people were like, "Oh, Wilderness is so busy. Don't go there. Go to BRI, Cider Core, or Oro." They were like, "Go there. You're gonna get great beer." And it's going to be easier service. Because that's the thing about Wilderness. Like, if you're going to go there, you need to be willing to wait.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be more of a. There's going to be more people there, and we talked about this before too. Of like there's just a lot of old people there now too. It seems really weird, but and good for them. They're busy, which is great.
Yes.
But I used to go there on a Sunday, and there was 4 people in this place, and there was nobody there, and it was great. But it's like a band that you love so your favorite band, and then they become mainstream, and everybody loves them, and you're like, fuck these guys. You get so angry with them
then
almost.
everybody else was like, the fuck these guys.
Yeah.
People were like, BRI, Cider Core, Oro.
Right.
They were like, downtown Mesa. And that just kind of...
Sounds like my crew. I like these guys.
Sure, it wasn't Chris.
Me because I like...
Chris has multiple Reddit.
It was my 4
accounts.
different Reddit accounts. I just basically replied back. I'm like, good call. I also
It was
agree with that. Yeah, no.
I think that's kind of neat because I also like...
Well, that's true. There is a local bias. Like a brewery that's closest to you, if it's halfway decent and the service is good, you're gonna kind of bump it up a few notches.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too. It's like we were talking about this earlier when we were texting, figuring out to do a show. It's like, where could we randomly go do a podcast? BRI, the shop, like other place. Oro's too small. We couldn't randomly show up to Oro.
Sure you could.
Cider Core's
Try
too
'em out.
busy. Cider Core would be
Cider
super loud
Core's
on a
busy.
Sunday, especially now that they're doing brunch and stuff. But it's like the same goes for people. It's like, where can I go, kind of relax and get a
Can
beer?
we plan a trip and go to Dark Sky?
I'd love it.
Chris can't go.
After the new year.
Really?
Like
As a Patreon supporter, I will fully support this trip.
Perfect.
I will pay
Whoa,
for it.
whoa.
No. I will pay for it. But
That's a different tier, Cena.
we have to go
Yeah,
there.
that's $5,000, right?
And
Yeah.
stay pretty much most of the day.
That's fine. I actually, it was funny because I was thinking, I was looking at the bottle of the 3 repeating over there, the 0.3 repeating, and I was like, I should get back up to Dr. Ryan. Get back to Dark Sky. That was a good time. I had a good time with those guys. And it was great because it was the anniversary party day 2. We got them beforehand. That was awesome. So, but it was good to be up there and just hang out. And we got a hotel and just stayed the night. And it was actually a really, really good time. So, love those guys. So, yeah, definitely
No
plan
invite.
that out. I'm sure.
Where's the invite tier? The random invite tier.
I don't know. I gotta work on that. Gotta work on that random invite tier.
That'd be fun. Open up the black Caddis because I haven't had as much as you guys, and I don't have to drive
She's
it.
trying to catch up, apparently.
Good Lord.
And I don't
She
think
drank
I've ever
that,
had this one.
No, but I will say
Thanksgiving
this.
Cactus like a champ.
So I don't think you're the only person in your tier. I think it's actually, I don't think you can limit that on patron supporter. So if somebody joins your tier, then I will have to move into another tier. But in your tier, there actually is 2 benefits, and one of them is to plan an episode out.
What?
Yeah. So one of the benefits for your tier is plan an episode is what it says. So
Flagstaff, we go hiking with all the Hoppy Craftsmen.
that's going to be.
We're going
luck.
to do Humphrey's Peak.
I can't.
And then
I can't guarantee that. I can guarantee that one Hoppy Craftsman will hike a peak with you probably.
Send your wife as a proxy, Chris.
I will say that. Yeah, exactly. I will say that they will go to the peak and watch you climb it, but they might not climb it with you. They'll show up.
and then we'll go to Dark Sky. Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
We'll just wait at Dark Sky.
I'll just pregame at Dark Sky to get back.
Okay.
You and my wife can go. It's fine.
We got to do that for my birthday.
You're expecting a grandbaby on your birthday, so.
Well, we can do it after just to
You get both.
celebrate my birthday. Okay, so I'm tasting this beer.
The Black Caddis.
Oh my god, it does not smell like good at all.
This is also another Red House beer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I love Wren House. But the thing is these are fish flies. What do you call these?
Fish lures?
Fish lures.
No, that's not a lure either. It's
What
just a
is
fly.
it?
Just a fly.
Oh, it's
Just a fly.
It's just a fly.
So I'm thinking there's maybe fish in this beer.
No.
I do fly fish. I haven't done it in a long time, but I do fly fish. I have fly fishing gear.
What do you?
Those are just
smell?
flies.
Like there is something in there that's kind of like a little off.
No, I gotta smell it now.
What
There
are
you
you?
go.
What are you smelling? Like there's something. It's not repulsive. It's just not normal.
There's something like seaweedy.
Yeah, like fishy.
Like salty.
There is a reason why there is a fish fly on there.
I don't think
Fish
that's the
lure.
reason why it's that. This is actually one of the. So the Black Caddis, I want to say, is one of their first.
It's the first one they ever made.
Yeah, it's one of the. Yeah, right. So
The first beer they made.
this is a very old school beer for them.
This actually tastes a lot better than it smells, though.
So it's an odd smell to it.
Yeah, it has like a salty, saltwater, briny kind of smell to it.
Yeah,
But
I
it
can kinda
doesn't
get that.
have any
But the taste isn't
ingredients
there.
on it. Like I can't see
Yeah, Wren House doesn't put ingredients on their labels, which is the one
bitches.
downfall. They do put it on Instagram and stuff. Like you could go look at
Oh, I
Black
could go
Caddis
look it
and
up.
comment on Facebook, and I'm sure Drew will
I'll
acknowledge
say this
it.
though, that it does taste a little different than. Maybe because we just drank a bunch of
Yeah, we're drinking a bunch
10
of bourbon.
bourbon barrel stouts. It does
And we-
taste different than what I can remember from it, but
Well, it says on
that's
the
also.
can, dry fly only.
Oh,
I'm not
beautiful.
sure what that means.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said. I just again, it could be just because the amount of big stouts we've drank earlier, but this definitely
Yeah.
just tastes
Could
a
be.
little.
Now,
Yeah, when you
now
go
that
for-
you
when you
said it, I smell like
When you go from Thanksgiving Cactus to Black
smell like
Caddis, it's,
seawater.
Yeah, it's a little different.
your palate's a little.
It's a little jaded.
Yeah.
So before we end the podcast,
Whoa, we're
well,
done.
I mean, no, I just
I'm
feel
good.
like you guys probably would get tired of me really quick. But before we end the podcast, what are you looking forward to next year? And I'm asking you, not my husband, because he'll tell
Wow.
me all the time, like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, of the beer festivals? Because what's in February?
That would be
Fest.
Strong Beer Fest.
And like of all of those things, like what's your favorite? What are you looking forward to?
I would definitely say Strong Beer Fest coming up. I've been going to Strong Beer Fest since it was actually here in Mesa. It was actually at the small, like the Mesa Amphitheater.
Oh, really?
Used to be there. It used to be like, it was really tiny. They had 2 different levels, and basically the seating area, they actually had like basically it was like different tents along the way, and you go from the other area, it was shaded, and that was a lot of fun. And so Jeff and I have been going that since like the beginning, and they actually used to give you glass samplers.
No.
They were glass. Oh, it was crazy.
Liars.
And you'd be at the festival, and somebody, it wasn't people, it would be vendors, would drop your glass, and it would just shatter. And everybody would be like, oh, like the whole crowd would just be like, oh no. Like you could just feel the pain.
We had that when we went to that Mile High Brew Fest in Prescott.
No, Strong Beer Fest for sure. Love Strong Beer Fest. It's getting bigger and bigger every year, which is getting kind of out of control a little bit, which is somewhat fun to go see. I'll say this. If people are new to craft beer drinking and they want to go see a festival, it's probably the place to go, because you're going to get your most bang for your buck there, because there's so many beers, there's so many vendors, and for the price you pay to get in, even general admission, to get in and try all those beers, you're not going to ever get that price by just going to the store and buying that many beers.
Exactly.
Right. So
that was the most fun of all the ones we did last year.
I really love Real Wild and Woody now. I think it's becoming more and more like
You're just
enjoyable.
saying that because you hope Rally will help you pour again.
Dude, that was great. No, that was definitely a good experience. It was definitely a very fun experience to do that and be on a different side of the table at a beer festival, and especially a beer festival that was, one, indoors. So it was great to be there, right? But if you're Real Wild and Woody and you're pouring behind a tent, and it's February here, but it's still really warm, right?
Yeah.
So you're behind a tent, you're outside, you're not moving anywhere, you're just pouring beer nonstop for people. It probably can be a little daunting. Where it was like that way for us, but we were indoors and it was air conditioned, so it wasn't actually as bad. So it was really cool to see that kind of dynamic.
What month is that one in again?
Real Wild and Woody?
Yeah.
That was...
It's like
July
July or
I believe
August,
July.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Definitely look forward to that again. So the other 2 things I might look forward to this year, and I really would like for it to happen, is one, when you get back to San Diego, do some more breweries around there, do some North Park stuff.
No, here's your Patreon request. Fucking Rally.
And then
Make these shitheads go to Santa Fe.
I have my Patreon request. I want to do the Sammamish Festival in Canada.
oh, Jesus, that's definitely a different tier. Jesus Christ. But no,
Or Rowley.
And the second one was Raleigh. We talk about it all the time and getting over there and doing that stuff. And
Well, John is just amazing. When we were it wasn't Real Wild and Woody. What's the one in February?
Strong Beer.
Strong Beer. So I went up to him, and by this time I had spent don't you get 40 tickets, or was it 20 tickets?
for VIP, I think you get
40 tickets, right? And I did my 1 ounce pours, and
Right.
I was probably 2 ounces short of my 40 ounces. And I went up to him, and I just started telling him about how great his beers are because they were German, right? And he, in the most gentlest way, the most wonderful way, educated me on his beers. And he was like, well, a lot of times we get confused with German beers because blah, 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 blah. And I'll be honest, if he's listening, I don't remember every single thing he said, but I remember that he educated me on farmhouse style versus German style.
Okay.
And didn't make me feel like an idiot.
Good. See, that's
you know?
important.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was like, okay, you love beer. You don't know what you're talking about, but you love beer.
Right.
So I like you, and we're going to talk about this. And it was cool. I
Yeah.
dig him. Was Shavo.
That was probably my favorite moment of Strong Beer was because John Rally wasn't there, right?
So it wasn't pouring there.
They weren't
tried
pouring.
to.
He
tried
showed
to get
up.
there and they couldn't do it.
But
Time.
towards the end, and I remember very little of the conversation, but John met up with Weedy from Tombstone.
Yeah.
And just listening to those two talk about beer, it's like, oh, I don't know a fucking thing.
Let me tell you what, like that. So, we did the episode with them in actually Tombstone, right? And John reached out to us and wanted to do an episode in Santa Fe, and we could never do that at the time. And then he wanted us to, he's like, well, I'm going to Tombstone and do this collab. You guys want to come down? And we're like, yeah, sure, that'd be great. We want to talk to Tombstone anyways. We'd love to talk to you guys. Let's meet up and do this. And we get there and we start talking to him before the show, and it was just like, oh my God, they do, it's insane. And Weedy's such a young guy, and so to hear him talk, like, that he has so much knowledge about beer and brewing and other stuff too. He's a very smart guy. I think Nate was even like, I just feel like I wasted my whole life now. This guy's like younger than me, and I feel like I've never done anything in my whole life. And so it was definitely a very humbling experience to be there and listen to this guy talk and be part of it.
Yeah,
so,
but those two guys are like super humble too. They're not their knowledge isn't being thrown in your face. It's just it's coming off supernatural and like just matter of fact.
Very genuine.
Yeah.
Super genuine. It's great. So that is definitely on the top. I think like all things, if we don't plan it out ahead of time, we don't actually set a date, a line in the sand to figure out this is when we're going to do it and just plan it out, it'll probably never happen. So we talk about all the time about getting there and doing this. It's just one of those things where it's like, we need to make a little X on the calendar and be like, this is when we're going. Let's all just plan for it and just do it. So
February, we're going to Rowley, right?
No, Strong Beer Fest is in February. So Strong Beer Fest is
you might have to shoot for Rally in April or something.
February.
Okay. So Rally in April, and then then we can do May for Dark Sky.
Wow.
Yeah. She's very good at planning things. So
that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. So sounds good to me. Let's do this.
Yes. So you guys are listening, make it happen.
All right. So probably should wrap the show up at this point.
Oh no, we got beef to pick with a certain individual.
Oh no.
What
about invites and
what'd you do now?
So last night Chris, as if being a beer nerd isn't bad enough, Chris is also a D&D nerd.
I'm a huge nerd just in general.
Yeah.
Everything. My wife will tell you.
I got sucked into it when we played D&D with Chris last night.
Who was your character?
my 3-year-old son named his character for him because I couldn't think of a name.
Slasher guy.
Yeah. Slasher guy.
He was a rogue.
GUI. Cool. But anyway, as we were playing, we got the typical social media thanks for the invite kind of jab.
From who?
From
Let's call him out.
Super fan of the show, I guess, if there's anything as a super fan of this show. A Mr. Zach.
Zach did
not. Also known as One Token to Play.
However, do you know that he won again for the fuck is the name of that beer place?
Casual Pint
yes.
and the Ocotillo branch.
He got the Beard Award, so he gets a free growler every month for a year.
I need to go play that game. I didn't know it was a thing.
I know.
I strongly question the competition of that.
No, he's got a pretty nice beard, but you guys could give him a run for his money. But you didn't show up.
I didn't realize it was a thing. We did play D&D. It was great. Yeah. But yeah, so he
called us out about thanks for the invite, and then Chris, when we were deciding to do this podcast, said, "Hey, do you want to invite Zach on the show?" So I called Zach, and he's like, "No, I can't." And I was like, "Well,
he is taking his wife out for her birthday."
Yeah, and we posted on his account. Thanks for the invite.
Thanks for the invite. Yeah, except he checked in somewhere, and we're like, "Hey, thanks for the invite." Evidently.
Yeah, you went to 8-bit.
Yeah. So I think Mr. One Token to Play needs to ante up on the Patreon.
Yeah, I agree. I concur with that assessment.
Zach, on the next episode, if you're not listed on the Patreon supporters, then
it's gonna be hard.
Things will happen.
I was going to invite you. He replied back to our post, by the way. But Ed and I both individually posted that. He said, "I was going to invite you, but I heard you had a podcast scheduled for that time." Oh, weird. I don't know how you heard that from, but it's weird.
Oh, I love Zach. He's super funny.
Good stuff.
She needs to go and take care of her fucking dog.
No,
I need to wrap the show up. So, Ed, where can people find you on social media?
I still do that as Barley Legible.
You do.
You can find me mostly Instagram. Don't write anymore. Kinda. I guess I should probably start writing for your website.
You could do that, or you just do a podcast in general, which is basically
podcasting is so much easier.
It's easier.
I think it's the attention span of the masses.
Yeah,
kind of dictates it.
Cena, where can people find you on social media if you want people to follow you? Know your escapades of climbing mountains and shit.
Yes,
Jesus,
I know. I love to climb mountains and shit. Not like.
She doesn't climb shit.
I don't climb mountains and then shit. I like to climb mountains and then do awesome shit.
There's a comma in there. It's a safe life.
There's a comma.
Thanks.
So on Instagram, I'm Saucy Cena. And on Reddit, because I've been having a lot of fun on Reddit, I'm Saucy Cena.
Dangerous waters.
It is the armpit of the internet. This is Reddit.
It is, but I have so much fun.
It's great.
Once in a while, when I twit the tweets, I'm on Saucy Cena. And then the rest is just Cena Gomez on Facebook.
How pedestrian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
very pedestrian.
Weird.
Mostly, I'm talking about running, hiking, my dogs, baking, food, but every once in a while, beer and wine, bitches.
So you have a dog account too, right, on Instagram?
Yes, I do. Two Beagle, Two Mutt. It's so
name.
cute.
It's a great name.
Yes, and
Love
they
it.
are adorable dogs.
How do we do the awesome part in this show? Do I have to ask you?
Yeah, you can ask me if you wanted.
Was it, Chris, who are the most awesome people in the world?
Well, the awesome people were our patron supporters, Ed. One of them is sitting to my left here. Saucy Cena, as you guys heard on everything. So Cena Gomez, Indie Beer Talk, formerly known as San Diego Beer Talk.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry, it's just Indie Beer Talk.
Indie Beer Talk
It's
Radio.
fine. Doing great things. I've listened more of the episodes. It's actually kind of interesting to listen the new dynamics.
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
sure
team.
when you have an identity shift, like it takes a little bit to find your groove.
Jessica Langley, who we've determined is not the lady from Murder, She Wrote.
You
What's
mean
that?
Jessica?
Yeah, that's the lady.
Shit.
That's the lady I'm talking about,
It's
Ed.
not Jessica Lang.
You
That's
know.
a totally different.
100% true. No, she is just as nice as that lady from Murder, She Wrote. And I have met her before, and she's pointed this out to me on social media. So people that actually do listen to this show, that's crazy. She pointed this out. She called me out, and I'm like, oh, I totally can't believe I didn't think of this. Her Instagram picture is actually Nate and me standing next to her at
I
one
saw
Woody.
it.
It's actually, I always like, oh, that's right. I always forget I'm like, I told her, I'm like, really, it's really, I forget. I don't block it out because I always like, people want to take a picture with us.
We drink a lot of beer.
I don't really think that's like, I'm like, there's no way people want to take a picture with me. So there's no way that really happened. I thought maybe it was just in my head, but no, she literally does. It's still there. So thanks to her, she actually took over Cena's old tier, the tier formerly known as Cena. And we actually have David Miller, who actually only supports $1, but David is actually a super cool guy from Tucson. So normally wouldn't get a shout out, but super great guy. I've been with him for a while. Loves the show. Talked to him regularly on the interwebs through Messenger and stuff. Rob Fulmer of the Arizona Craft Brewers Guild is also a supporter of the show, which is awesome.
I do like him.
We'll have to do an episode with
pretty
him
cool.
prior to
Strong
Beer Fest.
Yep, we're gonna come up here. We'll figure out time with him to talk and get some more information about this year's Strong Beer Fest and how it's changing and how it's growing and maybe some of the new things they have happening there. Some things they learned from last
We
year.
need to
So.
talk to Rob about maybe having a smaller ticket package. Just saying.
All right.
A half price entry.
I'd be okay with maybe a digital. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out some kind of thing with them. So those are the greatest people in the world.
So next time, Zachariah Dominguez better be on this Patreon list. I mean, if you want to get technical, 2-time defending Ocotillo
Beer
casual
champion.
pint
Yes, casual
beer
pint.
champion, new member of the Saguaro Society, Mr. Fancy Pants. Better get your shit together.
Boom. There you go.
Are you talking about Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote?
That's the one.
Angela Lansbury?
Angela Lansbury.
Yes.
So
You probably watch Golden Girls too, don't you?
that was great. Blanche. No, but people want to be supporters of the show. It's patreon.com/Hoppy Craftsmen. It does cost money to actually run a podcast. Cena knows from touching the microphone cord that there are some really cheap gear versus better gear. We'd love to get better gear. So if you like to be a supporter and get some of these tiers and some of these benefits, please go check that out. If you want to follow us on social media, it's pretty much Hoppy Craftsmen on every single social media platform you can possibly think of. And
And the coolest website, hoppycraftsman.beer.
it's true. Beer is the best.
Not .com, not .org,
Beer.
.beer.
BRI is .beer.
Dot
There.
.br.
And so is the shop. So we're in a really good class of
Yeah.
people. So
Yes.
gotta
Elite
love it.
company of .beers.
The
All right, guys.
Beers.
Thanks for being on the show, guys. And
My beer's in.
everybody, thanks for listening. So we'll go drink some more beer and hang out. Thanks for listening, guys.
Get out of my house.
Bye.